Okay, class. So this is the last topic which I will be discussing. So I will just make it short. And this topic is all about the ethics of communication. So it is very important that you students as a future professionals know about this ethics of communication kasi we apply this in our workplaces. Okay? So as professionals kasi meron kasing mga uh, characteristics tayo na dapat nating i-portray as professionals, and one of that nga is the way we communicate with other people, especially with our colleagues, our supervisors, bosses, etc. Okay? So, I guess alam niyo naman na kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng ethics, di ba? Or etika sa Tagalog. So, ethics is a system of moral principles. So, when we are talking about moral principles, ito yung mga kagawian nating mga moral o yung mga prinsipyo nating moral, kung ano ba yung dapat tamang gawin specifically sa pakikipag-usap. So sabi nga dyan, ethics deals with the value relating to human conduct with respect to the rightness and wrongness of actions and to the goodness and badness of motives and ends of such action. Okay? So basically, it deals with the goodness and badness, specifically sa pakikipag-usap nga. Okay? So, ito yung mga kailangan nating i-observe at iwasan. So, for the next slide. So for the communication ethics, so it is the principle governing the communication, the right and wrong aspects of it. As I've mentioned earlier, ito nga yung nagko-cover so sa mga pamamaraan kung paano ba kasi makapag-usap ng tama. Okay? Lalo na sa isang organization or sa isang workplace. So, ethical communication. For ethical communication, it is a manner of communicating in a very clear and concise, truthful, and responsible manner. So, kasi kayo, lalong-lalo na kayo, bilang estudyante din ng isang universidad at future professionals, you should observe this, that you should communicate in a clear and concise manner. Di ba? You practice this during recitations. I ask you to, of course, be clear with what you are explaining. You have to be concise. That's the challenge kasi nga, di ba? In communicating how to make your, how to express your ideas in a clear and a concise manner or communicate it in that manner. Okay, so ethical communication enhances human worth and dignity by fostering truthfulness, fairness, responsibility, personal integrity, and respect for self and others. So talagang yung ethics of communication, talagang in-observe natin yan sa sarili. Actually, hindi na nga siya dapat pinag-aaralan kasi it is actually part of our innate being kung paano tayo makipag-usap. Kasi kahit nung bata pa tayo, di ba, tinuturuan na tayo ng magulang natin kung paano makipag-usap sa matatanda, sa mga taong hindi natin kilala, 'di ba? Yung paggamit ng opo at opo, and how we actually behave when we are talking specifically to a person who is actually not known to us. Okay? It is also a type of communication that is predicated upon certain business values such as being truthful, concise, and responsible. So if kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, importante talagang we observe this ethics of communication. Okay? Kasi of course, lalong-lalo na in dealing with business, alam niyo naman 'di ba kung how to deal with business people, talagang they are really professional in communicating with those kinds of people. And of course, you have to be, I mean, engaging in business, you have to be responsible, you have to be truthful. You really need to apply the ethics of communication. So, nababanggit na natin kanina yan that isa sa mga basic principles ng ethical communication is being truthful and honest. So, kasi given na dapat yan, you should practice being truthful and honest. So, kahit hindi ka pa professional even if you're students pa rin, we as human beings should always be truthful and honest whenever we are communicating, kahit sino pa ang kausap natin. And I consider active listening as a sign of professionalism. Okay? So, ibang usapin naman kasi yung active listening, di ba, sa tawag dito, pag nakikinig ka ng tsismisan. Kasi in a workplace, importante yung active listening. Pag sinabi kasing active listening, you are really giving your attention to listen kung ano yung sinasabi ng kaharap mo, ng katrabaho mo, ng boss mo. So, importante yung active listening na yan. Kasi lalong-lalo na if you are talking about your work, your responsibilities, or your plans. So, active listening will actually napaka ano yan magagamit nyo yung mabuti. It will help you succeed in your job. Yan. Although challenging siya, yan, because of the noises nga, di ba, na internal noises na, of course, na na-experience natin pag tayo ay nakikinig. Ayan. Active listening really helps us participate specifically during meetings and tawag dito, conversation with your supervisors. So dito, speaking non-judgmentally, so importante din ito sa workplace. You should observe this kasi kahit na sa workplaces kasi may, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng mga ka-work mo ay magiging ka-goods mo. So you should really be professional in dealing with them and you should always speak non-judgmentally. Dapat yung mga concerns mo at tanong mo na ibabato sa kanya is just related lang dun sa work ninyo. Of course, separate yung mga personal conflicts. Yan. Speak non-judgmentally. Okay? And of course, you have to speak from your own experience. So, the challenge kasi, pag, halimbawa, lalong-lalo na kung nabigyan ka kasi ng isang topic uh, na i-discuss and it is not actually ah, known to you or hindi mo na-experience yung binigay mo na example, magkakaroon ka kasi ng difficulty dyan to actually express yung binibigay mo na example. So, yan yung, this is about the context na halimbawa ikaw ay in-invite as a resource person to discuss a certain topic. So, wag kang gagamit ng mga examples na narinig mo lang, but examples na galing talaga sa experience mo para talagang ma-relate mo doon sa i-discuss mo. So, yun yun. Kasi, ang danger nga dyan kasi ay hindi mo siya i-explain mabuti. At yung example na ginamit mo, imbes na makatulong siya, na mas maintindihan ng audience yung discuss mo, ay mas malito pa sila. Okay? So, also consider the receiver's preferred communication channel. So, ang gagamitin ko pa rin na context yan or example is yung, halimbawa, in-invite ka na resource person nga na ang tawag dito na sa isang event. Ayan. So, kung halimbawang farmer yung audience mo, ayan, tawag dito, syempre kasi uso na yung Zoom ngayon, di ba? So much better pa din yung face-to-face communication kasi syempre not all farmers are techie. So you also you have another option naman that is to conduct face-to-face lectures rather than of course using the Zoom teleconferencing application to discuss your topic. And of course, you have to strive to understand. So, kasama dito yan actually sa active listening. So, sometimes it is very challenging to listen, lalong-lalo na kung apektado ka ng emotions mo, ng tawag yung halimbawa puyat ka. So, um, imbes na tanungin mo yung nagsasalita sa harapan mo, ayan, siguro mas mainam na lang na strive to understand kung ano yung dinidiscuss niya. Kasi baka naman kasi nasa iyo yung problema at hindi naman nandun sa may lecturer. Kaya sana bago ka mag-post ng question, try to understand pa muna. Kasi sometimes the problem in terms of comprehension ay wala doon sa sa nagdi-discuss but sa iyo as a listener. Okay? So try to read between the lines. Ayan, kasi merong mga words na binibigyan in verbatim di ba? So look behind the meaning, try to comprehend, strive to understand. Okay? And ito yung nabanggit na din kanina, avoid the negative tone. Kailangan we should communicate in a low voice. Ayan, in a professional manner. Avoid a negative tone. Ayan, kasi meron yung mga tao nga na tawag dito, normal na sa kanila yung ang tono ay hindi maganda. But kasi nga, not all of people know you, di ba? Hindi kaya naman nila, hindi naman lahat ng tao ay kilala ka. Hindi nila alam na ganun ka talaga magsalita. Kaya, for you to be safe, avoid the negative tone, always use a low voice, and be accommodating. So, that's a sign of professionalism. Kasi do you observe people who are highly professional, talagang the way they speak, masasabi mo talaga na napaka-professional naman ng tao na to. Maayos siyang kausap, maayos siyang magsalita. Siyempre kasama na, if you are professional, siyempre hindi ka rin gagamit ng mga salita that will ruin your reputation, lalong-lalo na if you are in the workplace. Kasama yun sa basic principles of ethical communication. Hindi lang yung sa tono ng pananalita mo, but the way you speak, what you speak, kung ano yung lumalabas sa bibig mo, kasama yun. Okay? So, do not interrupt others. So, ito yung ina-apply ko na rule sa klase na pag kami magsasalita, dapat walang mag-i-interrupt, listen, kasi that's a sign of professionalism nga eh. Saka, of course, interrupting others kasi, syempre nakakasira na yan ng flow ng discussion. Kaya kung mayroon kang gustong tanungin, lalong-lalo na sa meeting, ayan, kung kayo ay mga member na ng mga orgs, hintayin nyo munang matapos magsalita yung presiding officer bago kayo magsalita or magtanong. Patapusin mo muna siya, kumbaga. And of course, respect privacy and confidentiality. So, ito yung isa sa pinaka-challenging sa workplaces na yung mga, lalo na sa mga kababaihan, may mga marites na professional, hindi sila makapagpigil sa mga bibig nila, na i-reveal yung mga kinonfide sa kanila na information ng mga kasamahan nila. So that is isa yun sa mga bagay na dapat iwasan natin, lalong-lalo na in the work places. And of course, it will help us avoid conflict. Okay? So, ayun, of course, accept responsibility. Yan. So kung nagkamali ka, then accept your mistake and take that experience to improve yourself further. Okay? So, yun lang for this topic and I hope ay naintindihan niyo yung aking discussion and as I have mentioned earlier, this will be part of your long quiz for next meeting. Okay? See you next week.